Hey, I'm Lindsay Lyman. I worked almost 12 years at Amazon and saw so many brilliant and successful overachievers burn themselves out and leave their jobs because they're so stressed and anxious. But guess what? Having a successful career does not have to be at the expense of your mental sanity and personal time. There's an easier way, and I can show you how. Let's do this.
Okay, heads up, I'm officially on a wait list, y'all. If you're looking to sign up for coaching, go join the wait list and I will let you know when I have another spot available. Go to lindsaylymancoaching.com/join and that's how you can get on the wait list, and I will let you know when I have a coaching availability. Today, I want to talk to all of you that are in the phase of knowing you need to stop and change some things, but you can't. You feel like you don't have time to stop. You know something's got to change, but you're so in it. Things are so crazy and busy and intense. You don't know how to get off the hamster wheel. I personally have been there. I had an amazing coffee chat with someone the other day that they were in a very similar boat. And I was like, oh, yeah, I remember those days. They were rough. And you literally feel trapped by this productivity, high production, gotta function, working crazy hours, know you need to stop, but literally cannot stop cycle. So if this sounds like you, listen up. I'm going to talk to you what to do when you know you need to stop, something needs to change, but you can't, specifically in terms of your career. Here's what your day may sound like. You wake up, the first thing you do is check your phone and check your schedule from the day and already start to feel anxious and stressed and overwhelmed at all the things that came in over the night. So you rush through the morning and get ready just as fast as you can. You jump online and start plowing through your emails. You flag the ones that you intend to quote unquote read later, even though that list is growing longer and longer by the day, stressing you out knowing it's in the background of something that needs to get done that you don't have time to do. You reply to a few emails asking a couple questions, add a few things to your to-do list, and most likely at this point, you've got to start your very first meeting of the day. You start your meeting, and what are you doing? You're multitasking. You're annoyed that this meeting is most likely a waste of time and should have been an email, that there isn't an agenda, that there's not a clear outcome, or that you're just simply providing status updates that should not be a meeting, but because your leader is too lazy to read the update and the tool, they make everyone sit through the meeting. Now you leave this meeting with even more to do, but you're annoyed because some of the things you need to go and do are answer a random question that's pointless. Because a leader in the room had a question they're curious about, you now get to spend time chasing down an answer and looking up an answer for that leader's random question. All the while, more emails are coming in and piling up, and your next meeting is about to start. The meeting rings through and you indicate you're going to be 5 minutes late because you got to finish chasing down that pointless question a leader asked out of curiosity. You join the meeting late, feeling a little bit behind. Multitasking again. Remember, we've got a lot to do and almost a whole day of back-to-back meetings, so not a lot of time to do it. While we're in the meeting, we're multitasking. We're asking people through instant message and email for updates on things. We're checking the status of tickets and projects that we have through all of our different tools and queues. We're thinking about that big project we know is coming up and we're freaked out a little bit because we don't really know what to do, so we put that aside. We bring our attention back to the meeting, make some comment, and on we go. We're back to multitasking, responding to instant messages, emails. We jump back into the meeting, decide to read the document for a little bit, skim it, and start to ask some questions. We make note to follow up with a few people after the meeting based on a few things that came to mind, adding to our to-do list. Your next meeting, it's a one-on-one. We're engaged, we're asking questions. But then we start to worry because we realize in 15 minutes we have an important meeting we're not really ready for. So we tell the employer, you're doing a great job, keep it up, and brush them off so that we can have a few minutes to prepare for our next meeting. We show up to the next meeting a little freaked out since it's with a senior leader, and we're really trying to find a way to get some FaceTime with them, help them see how good we are at our job so that they'll help support us through a promotion. And this is our chance to get some FaceTime with them. We're in the meeting with the senior leader and the conversation goes down a random rabbit hole and we start talking about things the meeting isn't even intended to talk about. Multitasking again, but we're pretending not to. We're prepping for a client call. Then we bring our attention back to the meeting, ask a question in the meeting, and fumble our way through it. We leave, judge ourselves for sounding dumb, think of a great question on our way to the bathroom that we should have asked, and we're late to our next call because, well, we gotta pee at some point. We go to the next meeting, we read the documents, we ask the questions, we ask some of the questions that aren't even relevant, but we're just curious, like the other leadership did to us earlier in the day, and we leave to our next call. We grab a snack and a Diet Coke on the way, and the day keeps going this way. We rush home in traffic, we tune out for about 30 minutes and totally disconnect from life, grab something to eat, jump back online, go through emails, spend time going through a rabbit hole, end up looking for an example document we can't find, start an IM conversation with our work friend who's online, complaining about our jobs, write an email, reread it, rewrite it multiple times, finally hit send, worry that we sound like an idiot, spend a few minutes preparing for the next day, planning out the next day, get into bed, doom scroll, turn out the lights, get up and do it all over again. You guys, this is the life so many of us are unnecessarily living. We're so busy, we don't have time to stop and figure it out. But we know we can't keep going. But we also know we don't have time to figure it out. We know it's not what we want, but we're not even sure where we want to go. And truthfully, we're not even sure why we're doing this. Like, why are we so wrapped up? Why are we so overcommitted? How did we even get to this place? Here's what happened. Your brain thinks you really only have two options. One, quit and walk away, give it all up, leave your job, just stop right then and there and completely leave it all behind. Or two, keep going, knowing that something big or hard will happen that will make us stop. Whether it's a health problem, panic attack, burnout, deep depression, a partner threatening to leave us if we don't spend more time with them. Your brain thinks it's going to take one of these really big, huge things to change or shift something. But I want to let you in on a third option that's a little less of the all or nothing thinking. Now, you can do the option of like choosing to walk away. Like, I do believe there's a time you got to just rip the Band-Aid and you got to start fresh and new. But there's a time and a place for that. What I want you to remind yourself, that is not your only option. So I want you to think about how you got to this place. Most likely, you didn't join a company, apply for a job, start a new position, super excited, hopeful for what it was going to bring. And out the gate, you did not start working crazy, ridiculous hours with deadlines that aren't approachable and back-to-back meetings. Most likely, you slowly crept into this place. It was scope creep. Someone asked you to join a meeting, and now every week they want you at the meeting. We added another status update to the process because a new leader came in and wanted it a different way. It happened slowly, one thing at a time. So what I want to offer you to think about is the way we can unwind this as well is slowly, just one thing at a time. I want you to make it so small. We're going to try to unwind something so little, we would literally kind of be embarrassed to tell someone. And our brain is going to tell us this is stupid. It's not even going to help. What's the point? But we got to remind our brain, we live in a world today where we get instant gratification and we are sold big instant relief. Get the thing delivered to you today. Take the magic pill and lose all the weight. Get the surgery and look different overnight. Like, we are sold these big instant relief things, but we didn't get into this problem in one big jump. We're not going to be able to get out of it in a sustainable way where we like who we're being and we're able to keep a lifestyle we want and have a job we feel good and fulfilled about in big ways. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're spending too much time at work, if you care too much about things that are irrelevant, if you overcommit, if you don't say no, if you attend meetings you don't need to, if you don't call out that the meeting could have been an email, you're going to keep doing it. So I want you to think of just one thing this week we're going to roll back and stop doing. And then I want you to take 5 seconds and notice when you stop doing the thing and say thank you. And then I want you to do it 5 times consistently and then go add another thing. And do it 5 times consistently and add another thing. Now, there's no wrong way to do this. Here's a few ideas of some things you could try. But again, make it simple. Make it almost impossible for yourself to fail at this. We just want to start rolling it back one thing at a time. Pick one meeting not to attend. Ask to go first to the meeting and leave after your part. Go to the meeting, but purposely plan on not listening and working on another project. Only check your email at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. for 30 minutes. That's it. Only reply to instant messages at noon each day. Or wait 24 hours before replying to instant messages. Side note, I had a client that tried this as they were trying to roll back some of their stress and overwhelm at work, and they realized people stopped instant messaging them. And it was great. It added less on their to-do list because this employee had trained her team to know, if you ping me, I will immediately respond. When she retrained them, they figured out a different way to get answers to their questions, which wasn't bugging her. Maybe you're going to copy and paste status updates into all the systems, into all the meetings. We're not going to rewrite it for every tool and meeting update. Maybe you're going to leave your computer at work. Maybe just one night a week, you're going to remove your work emails or apps from your phone at 8 p.m. and not load it until you get back into work in the morning. What? Does that one freak you out? I love it. Remember, we're just trying to roll it back slowly. You're going to remove something from your to-do list every time you add something to your to-do list. You're going to say no to one thing, even if it's easy and not a big deal. You're going to pick one day a week where your team is not able to ask you a question without coming to you with what they think might be the answer. Maybe you're going to leave an hour early one day. You're going to take a lunch break outside. You're going to pick a project and purposely do B- work. You're going to not review the pitch one more time. You're going to decide how many revisions of a document you're going to work on, and then you're going to stop when you hit that, no matter what. Just pick one thing. Now, I'm going to give you a warning. This is going to suck. Not doing the thing, it's not going to feel good. But hear me out. We want to stop and we want to roll it back because ultimately we want to feel less stressed, less anxious, less overwhelmed, a little more calm, a little more in control. But it's going to feel terrible in the moment because your nervous system and your brain like the status quo. And the status quo is this hustle and highly productive and overwhelmed and stressed and doing all the things at one time. So it's going to feel terrible to not do that. But I want you to be willing to choose it on purpose because it's also terrible and hard to keep doing this. It's going to be hard either way. Choosing to roll just one thing back is you choosing the hard on purpose and choosing to calm down instead of being overproductive for just a hot second that week. So don't be fooled. It will get worse before it gets better. But this is how you're going to help retrain your nervous system and remind your brain it's okay. I don't need to be a production monkey. It's okay. But remember, the way you got here was slow, incremental creep. Let's slowly, incrementally creep backwards. Okay? So if you know you're so stressed, there's so much going on, I promise you, if you had some health thing happen and you had to immediately be out of the office and were not allowed to get back on your computer, things would move forward. I know that's hard to hear, and we think we're important and things would crumble, but they wouldn't. People would find a way. We would make do. Let's not get to that extreme point. Let's start by proactively deciding and picking one thing we're going to roll back and stop doing today. All right, y'all. You got this. You're amazing. We'll talk soon.
If what you're learning from this podcast is helping, this is just the beginning. Each week, I offer a limited number of coffee chats so that you and I can connect one-on-one and talk specifically about what's going on for you. You'll leave this call feeling more hopeful and motivated, but I'm also going to teach you a few things to try right away to get unstuck. Space is very limited and these are free, so grab your spot before they're gone. Click the link in the show notes or go to lindsaylymancoaching.com/chat and sign up today. You got this.